What's up, metalheads? Max Cavalera here, and you're watching Metal Shop TV.
Okay, so what's up, man? How are you doing? How are you enjoying the tour so far?
The tour is great, man. You know, it's really fun to get real back to basics with Soulfly. You know, we realize people love Soulfly.
Yeah.
You know, and I love it too. You know, and it's so fun coming back to Europe and do a long tour like this, 9 weeks.
Yeah.
And play old stuff. You know, Bleed, and No Hope, No Fear, Tribe, Primitive. You know, a lot of stuff from Prophecy.
Mm-hmm.
And then we also play a new song, Summoning, from the new record that's coming out in October. So I couldn't be happier, man. You know, it's all the shows are packed and people are really loving it. You know, we'll give them a good set with everything that they want to hear. I'm just really having fun, just really enjoying it. You know.
Okay, that's cool. Well, let's talk about the important, about the obvious. You are releasing your new album, Ritual. How would you compare Ritual to your previous work? What is the same this time? What is different this time?
The same, I think, is the kind of almost like I don't even. It's like Soulfly. It's more like Max trademarks. You know, like the kind of catchy choruses and like real memorable riffs that sticks in your head, and really. I think Ritual is a bit also like back to some of it back to the groove of the early Soulfly that I really love, the real heavy groove. And then the other side of it is really like my passion for just the heavy, fast stuff, you know, that I always love, you know, death metal, of course, hardcore, and black metal, and all that. And we have a song with it's called the Under Rapture, with Ross from Immolation. And he sings in the end. It's just, it's got blast beats and everything. It's like insane. It's insane. It's so cool, man. I'm so happy that we got that song in the set, in this record. The album was produced by Josh Wilbur. He worked with like Lamb of God and Gojira, you know, a lot of heavyweights. And but it was funny because Josh made the album as a fan, because Josh is a huge Max fan, a huge Soulfly fan, and he was like, I want to make an album that Soulfly I want to hear, you know. So he kept trying to get me to like make more like groove songs, you know, tribal songs and stuff like that. In the end, I think everybody pulling from one side to the other side. You know, I'm fighting for the fast songs, he's fighting for the groove songs, and you put all together, it's kind of like what I kind of be joking, like, it's kind of like tribal trash.
Hell yeah.
Which is kind of cool, man. It's like, it's not totally original, but it feels new for some reason, because it's got the sound of right now, but we borrow some ideas from the early days, like percussion and grooves and tribal chants, and I recorded with the Navajos.
Oh yeah.
So it was great. You know, we put some of them in some of the songs. So the record, it's really cool, man. I think it's this one, I'm very happy with the way it came out, and I can't wait for people to hear. We are playing one song, Summoning, on the whole tour, which is cool because it's not one of the main songs, and I wanted to do that on purpose, like play a song that's not one of the main ones.
It's not like a single or something.
It's not a single. It's not gonna be a single or anything, but it's got this really cool breakdown in the end. It's like so sick that I think is gonna become one of the coolest breakdowns that we have. It's kind of like the Dead Embryonic Cells breakdown, you know. And I notice when we play live that when that part comes in, people just lose their shit, you know. So it's cool. I think it's got good potential, but it's I'm really happy with the record.
Okay. The title of the record is Ritual. So how does the record reflect that title? Why did you call it Ritual?
Well, I think most of all, I like the name. I think it's a very metal name.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of it, I was thinking a little bit about the early ways of listening to music with vinyl. That you take the vinyl out to smell, you put it on, you get the needle, and it's a whole ritual involved on that, you know. And of course now there's a new ritual. You got your tablet, you go to Spotify, or you go to your website and find your music. But it's also a ritual.
It's a ritual.
So it's so it was, and it's also, I think metal is very ritualistic in many ways. What we do, like the circle pits, the chanting, the hands up, the horns up, head banging. It's ritual music, So I thought this is a simple name that everybody can connect to it, and we made a really cool artwork involving two of my favorite artists of right now. Eliran Cantor made the cover. He's also the Archangel, and then on the inside, all the English was Marcelo Vasco from Brazil.
Okay.
The inside is cool. It's really cool. It's got this Shiva with all the different arms and a gas mask and all these symbols. And I told Marcelo to invent some symbols that look crazy, so he invented some. They look like almost like a voodoo ritual symbols. Yeah. And we use them on every song, and stuff like that. So yeah, I think it's cool, man. I like the name a lot. Always like. I remember the Janis Addiction record, Ritual de lo Habitual.
Oh yeah.
And I always liked that name. It was always really cool. So let's just use Ritual, just the first part of it, Okay. I always like to borrow things from other groups, and especially when it's from different part music that's not really metal, like Janis Addiction is not really metal. So probably where I got the idea from is probably from that.
Okay. And it sounds cool. So that was the present. Let's look to the past for a little bit. You released with Soulfly many albums. Some of them were like a bit of new metal, some of them were like tribal, some of them were brutal as fuck. So right now, looking back, which Soulfly record is your favorite?
I probably like Prophecy a lot.
That's also my favorite one.
Yeah, I don't know, the Prophecy was something click, man. It was cool. It was kind of a strange place for me because all the three guys left. Marcelo, Roy, and Mikey. So I was like building a band again, and but then that's when I found great Mark Rizzo, and it was really cool having Rizzo in the band. Like I was like, wow, this guy can really fucking play. He's amazing, and he hasn't really been explored that much. And I was like, the flamenco stuff, I would sit with him and he'll play the flamenco. I was like, dude, we have to record that. That's just like. So we came up with Mars, that's actually Dave Allison plays bass on that, and also the traveling involved inside Prophecy. We went to Serbia, recorded with Iceburn, and recorded with a professor of world music. So there's some bagpipes and some flutes and all kinds of stuff. I think between Prophecy, Soulfly 1.
Yeah.
When it comes to like heavy stuff, I like Enslaved a lot because it was almost like death metal.
Yeah.
Especially World's Come is probably my favorite.
Yeah.
One of my favorite Soulfly songs I ever did. It's like
that's pure. A great record. Really heavy.
But right now I'm really into the new one. I know it's kind of cliche. Every artist, my new album is the best, but I'm really enjoying the new album, and I think I reach a really cool creative state right now, coming out of Cavalera Psychosis, which I really enjoyed and got really good reviews. I think I applied the same kind of idea for Soulfly, which is like this. Let's go back to basics, back to simple.
Yes.
And don't complicate stuff too much. It's something works. Just go there. Bring it here and make it, and I think that kind of idea, it really strike hard when you do it right, and I think there's some songs on Ritual that are really like that, but also I think we spent some time on the album too, like there's some songs like Dead Behind the Eyes. I was sitting with my son, Zion, the drummer, and I was like, he was asking me about the old stuff, and I would jam. I was jamming Schizophrenia for him, and I was like, check this song out, like from The Past Comes the Storm, with all these fucking parts, and he was completely like, that's so cool. We gotta do that. we gotta make a song that's kind of like that with all these parts. Like, it would be really cool. Like, let's take time and learn all the parts, and so that Behind the Eyes, it's really a throwback to Schizophrenia. And it's cool. And then you have a song like Ritual, which is, to me, is as powerful as Prophecy or Primitive. You know, it's got the chant, it's got the guitars, it's got the groove, it's got the tribal drums. It's really cool, man. You know, so I'm really digging the new record. I think it's gonna be for sure one of my top 5 favorite Soulfly records. On the long run, after it's all said and done, you know.
Good, so we're definitely looking forward to it. Slayer decided to call it a day recently. You, as a metal legend, were you struck by it? Did it hit you hard, this decision?
Well, I think sometimes it's something that some people talk about it, you know, like, if you're gonna quit, there is a time to quit. I don't know. I don't see myself ever doing that.
Yeah, that was my next question. Are you seeing like you doing this?
I can't. I love what I do too much. You know, I only stop if I cannot do it anymore. Yeah. You know, like, so not by like, my own will.
You're like seeing yourself doing this for like next 20 years, maybe?
For sure. If health lets me, and you know, yeah. But also, I think you gotta be into it, you know.
Yeah,
so that's like, I don't know if this Slayer thing is, are they not into it anymore? Is that the music not exciting, or they just want to have a different life? I don't know. Of course. I haven't asked them, you know. So I know them personally. They're real good guys, real great guys, and I'm sure whatever the reasons are, it's understandable, you know.
But you are on a different way.
I'm completely different. Yeah, I don't want to ever. I don't even think about, you know. I don't even think about metal in retirement. Like those.
Well, you are basically releasing a new album every year, you know.
Yeah.
If it's Cavalera, Conspiracy, or Soulfly.
And those things are things created by society that I don't have anything to do with it. Like retirement and vacation.
Yeah,
and stuff.
Of course.
Yeah, I don't ever, barely ever do any of those things, you know. So I don't think about it. I just want to keep rocking. I'm a rock and roller for life.
Oh yeah. Okay, so speaking of your projects like Soulfly, Cavalera, Conspiracy, the project that I really like is Kill or Be Killed, and the debut album was really fantastic. So are you working on a new one, or is there ever gonna be a second album of that project, or it's closed?
No, we actually start working already.
Oh,
we did a really good practice. It was like 4 days. Everybody flew in to Phoenix.
The lineup is still the same,
except for bands playing drums for Converge, and we all flew to Phoenix and work on it. It was really cool. It was a good session. We did like 10 songs, you know, that could be eventually going to be the next record. Yeah. You know, of course, everybody is really busy in their own bands. Troy especially, he's always on tour with Mastodon. Greg's going to be a little bit easier because he doesn't have the Dillinger Escape Plan anymore. So he's going to be a little bit easier to do stuff, and I'm sure he's going to pull for us to do more stuff with Killer, because I think next year we're going to have definitely a new KBK record out, and should be cool, man. I'm excited because I really like that first record.
Yeah, that was smashing. Cool.
I like the chemistry between us.
Yeah, it really worked.
It shouldn't, but it does.
Yes.
You know, definitely. Because we're so from such different bands. Like, I mean, and I love Mastodon and Dillinger Escape Plan, but I don't rarely see the connection. You know, but that's what makes it cool, because maybe it's like not supposed to work, but it does.
Yeah, because there are a lot of these super groups where it just doesn't work. But with this one, it just completely fits. And I don't know why, but it is what it is.
Yeah, we didn't force it. It was naturally just came out like that. You know, it was really kind of like. I think a lot of the stuff we didn't even think much about it. We just went on and recorded, you know, without even putting too much thought on it, and I think that's kind of cool. Like that's why I think the record feels fresh and feels exciting because not really I overthought. Sometimes when you think too much about something, you can ruin it. I think, and I think sometimes spontaneous stuff is best.
Of course.
And so Killer Be Killed is a very spontaneous record with everything just on the moment, just right there. And I think we're gonna try to make the second record like that. But I believe we can beat it.
Yeah.
I think we can make a best.
It's not gonna be easy, but
it's not gonna be easy, but it's possible to make it even better, especially if we get Troy more involved.
Okay.
Which is what I'm pulling for, because he wasn't that involved on the first one. Because me and Greg started first.
Yeah.
He joined the band later. By the time he joined the band, more than half of the record was already written.
Oh yeah.
And this time I wanted him to be around, and he is, so far, from the early songwriting sessions. Troy's involved from the beginning now. So I think we should a cool change and a different record,
Okay. Okay, it's cool. So the last question. I would like to know your opinion about Brazil's performance at the World Cup. What do you think of it?
Very disappointed.
Yeah?
Very disappointed, yeah, because that's such a good team on paper. And I don't know, man. I think there's too much money in football. I think those guys, they don't care anymore.
What do you think of Neymar?
It's a poser, just falling down every 5 seconds, and it's a disgrace,
Yeah.
I mean, those guys are like supposedly like the best, right? Playing all over Europe, and they cannot. They're representing a country,
Yes.
and you cannot do any more than what we saw. I mean, Russia did better than Brazil.
Yes.
I'm more proud of Russia than Brazil. Croatia did better than Brazil. England did better than Brazil. Like we're on the bottom. We need to go back to the roots.
But I guess it was better than when you get trashed 7-1 by Germany. There was
actually, we did better on that World Cup. We ended up 4th place.
Oh yeah, but there was a brutal match. I saw that, and humiliation.
But in terms of where we end up in the championship,
that was better.
It was actually better. I take that over this.
Oh yeah,
any day. We need to go back to Brazilian ghetto football.
Oh yeah,
which is like Pelé started, and Romario and Ronaldo and Ronaldinho, favela football. From the ghetto. There's no money, like real passion to really do something with yourself. And we don't have that now. Okay. And I think it's gonna take somebody to go back to that mentality. Maybe a strong coach that can put it back to that mentality, then we can win again.
Okay.
But I think it was a good World Cup myself.
Yeah.
There's a lot of surprises, like a lot of big teams getting knocked out, and a lot of strange teams doing good, like Japan.
Oh yeah.
And Russia.
It was good.
Yeah, it was a good World Cup. I'm excited for. I think the next one is Qatar, which is kind of going to be weird. Middle East, I don't know. But after that, it supposedly is in America, Mexico, and Canada.
Oh. So that's going to be close for you.
That should be, I think might even be some games in Phoenix.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause we have a really cool stadium there, so I hope I get to go to some of the games.
Okay, so looking forward to it. Max, thank you so much for your time.
All right, man.
Greatly appreciate it.
Thank you.
Max Cavalera for Metal Shop TV. Rock on.
Stay metal.